Good morning. Good morning. I'm early. I jumped on early, and I'm not quite sure what that means to people who are waiting for the moment, whether you're early with me. So jump on and say, yes, here I am. And why is everyone else late? And in the meantime, I'm just kind of having conversations here with Magnus. Oh my goodness. You know, it has been a really complicated couple of weeks. I have been at the last minute scrambling to take care of things that I never took care of before, and it really makes you realize how comfortable we get, and we don't really know that until we're not. I have lots to talk about today. All of it is designed to make us smile because I think it's the 1st of November. It's the 1st of November, and I think we deserve it. I think we deserve an opportunity to just feel terrific, to just feel amazing. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Feeling amazing. All right? Just checking the time here. Are we there? Are we there? We are. Okay. So for those of you just joining us, good morning. It's morning as I record this live here on YouTube. And Magnus decided to stop by to share the amazing news that YouTube decided to roll out a more personable and personal way for people to find us if we have channels. They took a look at what everyone else is doing and said to themselves, well, why aren't we doing that? And so I got a notice, I guess a month or so ago, that they were going to be doing this, and you'd be able to take a look at their idea. And then if you didn't like their idea for personalizing you could come up with something of your own. So I just waited and waited, and I heard from other people that they'd been given theirs, and I was still YouTube channel / Zertz Verbal 9 12. And I thought, I wonder how long that's going to take. And I hope that's not my personalized name. And all of a sudden, it happened last night. They said, check it out, click here. And to my everlasting astonishment, what they'd chosen for me was Abby Hagyard Fame. And I said, alrighty then. Alrighty then. I guess if YouTube says so, it must be true. The irony, of course, is that when I tried to get registered or certified or green checked on Facebook when I applied, the algorithms said, "I'm sorry, we've never heard of you, but don't give up hope. Keep trying. Try to get more famous." So I guess that's 2 times now that the Facebook people have said, "I'm sorry, you don't qualify," and YouTube has stepped up and said, "Sure you do. Come on over here. Let's see what we can do." So it is, excuse me, I have a little thing in my throat, I guess. It is Tuesday. It's the 1st of November. And something happened this morning. I was scrolling through my news feed and wishing people happy birthday and finding silly things to post that would make you smile when you saw my stuff. And I saw the first friend of mine posting that they got hit with the seasonally affective disorder called SAD. And what that does for a lot of people is it makes it very difficult for them to find the smile trigger. It's exhausting. It's really an unhappy time. And November, especially with all the rain that we get, that then leads into the snow, it's tough. It's tough on a lot of people, right, Magnus? Right. So I wanted to start today with a helpful hint, a handy helpful hint from the Hagyard clan, from the Asgard clan. So here it is. Magnus, do you mind if I put you down? Okay. So here's the thing about the light. You can buy these lights that replicate the sun, the impact of the sun with those special rays that seem to elevate the mood. You can certainly, what I did in this little office, if you can tell, everything seems a bit washed out here, and because I know if you've seen me, I know that if you've seen me on shows, I'm redder here. And everything is a little more, I mean, these gloves are really yellow, not this kind of pale thing. So there's something, either the filter or the fact that I very deliberately painted the walls in my little office this very soft butter yellow, so that any time of the year, no matter the weather, when I'm in here and I turn on my little lovely soft glow lights in the corner, it's a warm room. It's a sunny room. It's an inviting room that gives me a reason to say, oh, I love it in here. Even when I'm struggling with whatever it is that I'm doing, even when, I'm trying to write and nothing is coming, I'm waiting and it's just blank in there. And I'm thinking, the guy who comes up with all the clever stuff must be on break. I hope he's not sick. So I go out of my way to find props, to find tools, to find hooks that lead me directly to a more up mood. Why do I do that? Well, because life is easier when we're smiling. Life is easier, challenges are easier when we instinctively feel, you know what? How hard can it be? And I think we forget that. I think we get caught up in the doing and the being and the rushing. And I have to tell you that the last month has been a real challenge for me, for the people around me. We've been dealing with some stuff that kind of came out of nowhere. It may not have, and once we start to get our heads above the waves and get a chance to look back, probably we'll be able to see, oh, you know what? There's the first clue. So in any case, that's why I haven't been able to do my videos on time. That's why I've had to pre-record. That's why the other day I made a mistake. I hit a button because I was so distracted, and then I had to restart. And so I was late, and I had people messaging me saying, "Are you okay?" And it was lovely. It is lovely that people reach out who want to know that I'm okay. That's a wonderful, wonderful experience. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to have all of you caring this way. It's just awesome. So I wanted to begin by saying there are fixes for seasonally affective disorder. And one of them, I don't buy that special light because I go to too many places. I'm in too many places. I would need to have too many of them. What I did instead was I took a hint, a suggestion from an old biker buddy of mine who, the first time I saw him wearing these sunglasses, I thought, what is wrong with you? You look like a bumblebee. He was wearing wraparound sunglasses, but the lenses were yellow, were bright Tweety bird yellow. And I said, what is that? And he said, oh, you're going to need a pair of these. And he handed them to me and said, put them on. I said, I'm already wearing glasses. No, they'll fit over your glasses. So I put these sunglasses on. And it was a kind of an overcast day. And he said, look up. And when I looked up, the yellow in the plastic, in the lens, had filtered out all the gray, and it looked blue. Everything was brighter, and I looked around, and I saw headlights on cars, but they weren't as piercing. They were softened by this yellow filter. And I said, what? This is brilliant. And he said, oh, yeah. He said, riding at dusk, at dawn, when there's traffic, when there's headlights, when the sun is bright or not, what these sunglasses do is they soften the impact of that bluey gray light that can really strain your eyes. And I said, all right, where do I get a pair? And I found a place real cheap online, eBay, and they were like $5. I bought several pairs and I gave them to friends who said, I'm not going to look like a bumblebee. And I said, yeah, you are. And you're going to love every minute of it. There are times when I've been working on the computer all day, writing, fixing stuff. And I get up and I realize that my eyes are tired. I go put those sunglasses on. I just go put those sunglasses on. I make a cup of coffee. I give myself a break. Doesn't take much, 10 minutes, 15. Give myself a break before I shift into the next gear. And shazam, my eyes are fine. They don't feel strained. Now, I've been wearing those sunglasses whenever I've needed them, when it isn't bright, 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 sunny outside. I have been wearing those sunglasses for, let me see now. Wow. Since 1980. That's a long time. I was going to say it's 20 years ago, but it's not. I've been wearing those sunglasses. I have a pair for when the sun is bright, and then I have this other pair, and I have spares, backups, because they make a huge difference. And you know, I've worn regular glasses since I was a little kid. A friend of mine just got his eyes tested, and I said, how did it go? And he said, my eyesight is 20/25. And I burst out laughing. And he said, why is that funny? And I said, my eyesight is 20/400. He said, well, that's a lot better. And I said, no. The numbers in your eyesight are like golf scores. Low. You want them as close. 20/20 is perfect, right? 2400 isn't better. And I really feel that by taking care of my eyes in that really simple way, simple, inexpensive, and I like the look of the glasses. I think they're cool. It's kind of a, you know, diva celebrity kind of look, these great big honking glasses. And I really think that given the time that I spend staring into a screen, probably those sunglasses, just cutting that kind of blue look, has really helped me, has really made a difference. So I pass that along. And you can find them. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'll try and find the link that I've had. But you can just, I don't think it's a big known name brand. And you can buy expensive ones and get those lenses put in if you want to, but $5 or $7, I mean, how can you beat that? You can hate them for $7. So that's my first tip. The other thing that has happened in the last couple of weeks, where we've all been tap dancing to get everything under control, is that I've noticed, because I've been anxious, I've been clenching my fists, not like this, but I've realized that my hands are tired. My hands are tired. And I want to show you something very cool that is going to put a smile on your face. It was taught to me by this wonderful massage therapist who makes the world bright again for me. I had a couple of injuries years and years ago, and they crop up and wave hello in my shoulder blades, and sometimes in my legs. And The other place I never realized was being stressed out was my hands. And when you think about it, I'm typing, I'm using a mouse, I'm fluffing, I'm signing autographs. I'm trying to figure out how not to ruin the next recipe I try and work on. I'm using my hands all the time. We all use our hands all the time. So here's the trick, and you're going to love it. Where here, if you, so your pressure points are here. Pressure points at the inside of the wrist, at the inside of the elbows, the inside of the knees, just under your arms. Pressure points are where it's like a crossroads, right? So if you just rub in a nice, firm, circular motion, and what do we have here? Freddie, birthday month is off to a slow start. Hi, Abby. Well, good morning, Freddie. Yes, it is kind of a slow start. It's sort of it's gray here. Anyway, it's good to see you. Thank you for coming. So I'm just showing everybody how to relax their hands. My whole theme today is finding ways to make you smile. And just to catch you up, Freddie, what I was talking about before was that I have deliberately painted my office a sort of a butter yellow, and to always have a warm, sunny place where I'm working, where I'm being creative. And the other thing I've done, I have sunglasses that have yellow lenses. I don't wear them obviously when it's sunny out, but I wear them when it's cloudy, and they take away the stress from squinting into that kind of blue-gray sky. It's also amazing at night. It's also incredible when people have their headlights on. So that was my first two. This third one is if you massage your wrist and you let your hand just relax, and then you massage up every finger all the way to the tip, and then all the way from the heel of your hand, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, and then and do the next one. And the next one. Oh, I have to do that one again. I use my index finger a lot. And finally the thumb. Finally the thumb. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up, and off. And when my massage therapist did that for me the first time, when she did the thing at the end, it felt like she pulled all of the stress, all of the tightness in the tendons, all of the built up anxiety. She just pulled it off and it just disappeared. And then she did the other. I always think my left hand, because I'm left-handed, I always think that my left hand is the one that needs it the most. So I always start with my left hand. But then when I do my right hand, I realize I have equal opportunity. I have equal opportunity. See, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, and off. All the way up, all the way up. And if it still feels really tight, you have permission. You can do it again. All the way up. Index finger. Oh yeah. Yeah. And finally the thumb. All the way up. I have to go all the way up. Oh, I sometimes find that it gets really tight in there. So you need to push hard, and all the way up and off. Whew. Now, what that does is it releases all the stress that we carry. So that's 3. I think I'm going to come up with 5 today. Little reasons to smile. Now, shoulders. We hunch or we get tight because we're hoping for things and we're trying to will things to happen on our timeline rather than on their timeline. So, in order to give ourselves a reason to smile, in order to give ourselves a reason to relax, first of all, sit up a little straighter. And then that breathing exercise, I'm going to go over it again. But, and as you do it, shoulders back, shoulders back. One more. Okay. The breathing exercise is incredible. I'm going to talk about why it works after I do it. Okay. So here we are. We have our head, we have our neck, we have the clavicle, we have our lungs inside our rib cage. And normally we breathe. Singers, actors, athletes, runners, people who speak in public for a living, all of them know there's another way to breathe. And the other way to breathe is to use the muscle that sits flat. Here's your, so one lung, the other lung. Underneath the lungs, so lungs, underneath, there's the diaphragm. It's a muscle. How we really breathe isn't, how we really breathe is the diaphragm goes down. Our subconscious brain says, diaphragm, down. Diaphragm goes down, and that expands the lungs. Nature hates a vacuum. So here's these lungs wide open. Air rushes in. So, ready? Brain says, diaphragm up. You see how that works? Now, if you do it slowly, I like to close my eyes when I do it because it disconnects me from the things that I'm looking at and I'm distracted by. So I'm just focused on what it feels like. So I do it as slowly as is comfortable. Nice slow in, nice slow out, and then 3 times, and I don't do anything else. And after the 3rd time, I say, I am safe. So I'm going to do it, okay? I'll close my eyes. I apologize. Here we go. I am safe. Now, it's going to take you some practice. The reason it works is more air gives everything in your body lots of enriching oxygen. Everything. It's like watching what happens when you put fish food in a fish tank. All the fish, right? Every part of the body says, oh, good, lunchtime, yum. You do it slowly, you do it deeply, you get into that rhythm, which is very comforting. It's like watching the waves or listening to the waves. And then the 3 words you say, you're speaking to this brain at the back. I am safe. And the reason you say that, the reason you do that, is because when you're calm, when everything is fine, this brain back here, and this brain here, and this brain here, they're all connected. The subconscious brain doesn't really understand words. It understands feelings. The conscious brain understands words. This brain here, the one that develops last, it's called the prefrontal cortex. This brain is the moderator, the mediator. It's the one that connects the messages coming to the conscious brain and the message is coming to the subconscious brain. The practical words and the emotional images and sensations. Saying I'm safe is for your conscious brain. Feeling all that good oxygen in your body, that message goes directly to your subconscious brain. Because you're breathing slowly, because you're getting all that great air, your subconscious brain understands that we are not in danger. The conscious brain understands the words, we are safe. Combined effect is that the subconscious brain tells all the little soldiers and all of the protective measures, we're good, stand down for now. And that brief moment, in that brief moment, we get a chance to reset. And the reset is something we don't give ourselves time to do. We're in too big a hurry. This friend of mine has an issue, wears different glasses for the computer and a second set for walking around. He doesn't take the time when he takes off one pair, he just puts on the next pair and assumes that his eyes are ready. Well, they're not. They're not. So his eyes are tired. He has trouble focusing. He feels tired, frustrated. Why? Because it's not working. That makes him nervous. His subconscious brain says, uh-oh, are we in trouble? What's going on? All he has to do is give himself 30 seconds. Take one set of glasses off. Close your eyes. 30 seconds. Count it if you want. Listen to the ticking on the clock, if you still have clocks that tick. And forget to be in a hurry. 30 seconds. Everybody can have 30 seconds. Then when he opens his eyes, gives it another couple of seconds, and then puts on his regular walking around glasses. Bonus. He has never given himself permission to do that. He's never given himself the time. So this is a new habit he has to learn. Fortunately, subconscious brain loves habits. Awesome at learning them. All you have to do is repeat a simple thing over and over. That's what it's good at. That subconscious brain, that's the one that drives when you're not paying attention. That's the one on the highway. When you're driving along and you suddenly realize that you haven't been paying focus. I mean, you're there, but you're sort of not there. So if you ask yourself, well, then who was driving? That guy back there. That guy will stop when all of a sudden there's a problem, hence the controls back to the conscious brain, which is why when we're driving, we suddenly go, what was it? Whoa, where did that come from? Because we were off doing stuff. So what I want us to have today is an understanding that giving ourselves permission to smile sounds like not much of anything. However, it is the key. You stick it in the lock, you turn it, and open the door. And everything else that's important, everything else that matters, is just a little easier. Because why? Because we've got good oxygen working on the blood. We've got a relaxed subconscious brain running things in the back. We've got a conscious brain that is happily processing all the stuff that it does and isn't worried about the crisis that we have to manage in this moment. Everything is running smoothly. That's all it takes, is that smile, is that deep breath, is that relax, is that reward our muscles that do all this work for us. Calm. Even if you're not going to be calm in 5 minutes, it doesn't matter. Right now, we have 30 seconds. So my story about smiling today, I have two about smiling. One is this. I told you the other day, I showed you the other day that I had these little hands. They're called lazy hands, and you hold up your phone. Well, a friend of mine, my tech wizard, Billy, said, "Oh, your orange is cool." And I said, "I have slime green ones." And he said, "Yeah, what you really want, though, those are the wrong colors." And I said, "How are they the wrong colors?" And he said, "Well, look at them. Look at them." And I stared at these orange hands, and I said, "I don't see." And then I saw it, and I burst out laughing. And I said, "Oh my gosh!" So I'm going to show you something pretty funny. And it's crazy when you know a thing better than you know, better than you know a lot of other things, and you can still be blind. So we all know what this is, right? We all know that this is more than a rubber glove. This is more than a yellow rubber dish glove. This yellow rubber glove is one of the iconic props, the iconic costume accessories that people who watched You Can't Do That on Television recognize as Mom's signature, along with her fright wig red hair, her royal blue and white polka dot dress, and her yellow and white polka dot apron. The gloves are the magic. Okay, so what we now have is we have a matching pair of Mom lazy hands to hold up my phone. Cooler one. So here they are. Here's what they look like. They're very flexible. So if you want to put your phone in sideways, or if you have a tablet or a book, you can use it to hold up a book because it really stretches. The thing is, because they're the exact same color as the gloves, clearly they're mom hands, right? So I was only able to get a few. I guess people saw them and said, "Oh my God, I've got to get them." And they're just a little novelty item. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to autograph them on the back. And when I go to my live events, I'll have some with me. I'll have them in slime green. I'll have them in the Nickelodeon orange, but I'll have them in the signature Mom color. Is that cool or what? And I didn't even see it until Billy said, "Hello." So something like this, $5, it's probably 10 cents when they're originally made. Maybe not that much. So $5 is what I paid for them. I'm going to have to do a little markup for the stuff and taking them to the show and all that kind of stuff, but it won't break the bank. I just think they're awesome. And when you slide your phone in, you will be able to, and you just however high you place it is the angle that the phone is at, right? So if it's right here, the phone is going to be very vertical because, right, that's it is leaning back. When you take it back further, so you can adjust. No batteries. This is the battery included. So when you get your mom hands, you've heard of jazz hands? Please, mom hands. When you get your mom hands holding your phone while you're busy, you will know that Mom is always with you. Next Tuesday, Freddie says you'll be working at your polling place. Awesome, Freddie. I'll watch the video on Wednesday. Well, thank you. I'm looking forward to hearing how the polling went for your volunteering. So this, I just thought was the cutest thing. And I wanted to share it with you because today is the day that we need to be thinking about smiling. Now, I want to fill you in a little bit more on what's going on with me. It's not life-altering in the way that wars are, and violence is, and cruelty is, and that kind of stuff. A friend of mine suddenly has a health issue, and it pretty much sidelined everything. It's an odd case of vertigo, which sounds like, oh, dizzy, whoop-de-doo. However, it's made driving impossible. It's made walking a real challenge. It's made keeping food down, and just a real exercise in, well, what can we eat and how much and how often, and trips to see doctors and blood tests and all the things that you do when something appears out of nowhere is complicated by the fact that a perfectly healthy, perfectly viable person is really challenged with walking. So it kind of snuck up and nobody really noticed. And then all of a sudden there it was. And it's been surprising. And it makes you, what it does, and the reason I'm sharing this is it makes you rethink how many things we do thanks to our subconscious brain that we just automatically do because they become habits. And what a wake-up call it is, like when you're driving and all of a sudden the subconscious brain hands the controls back to the conscious brain that was off planning supper, and you say, what, wait, oh, and there's a disorientation. Disorientation feels like danger. Disorientation makes you feel afraid, makes you anxious. All of those things make it difficult for you to think clearly, and all of those feelings are exhausting. So what has been happening for me in leaning in to be part of the solution in this situation is that I have, on a couple of occasions, had to reschedule videos. On a couple of occasions, I've had to reschedule client calls. I've had to apologize for working slowly on a couple of things. Pivotry, fortunately, is something that I'm able to work on pretty much all the time that I'm not helping out and leaning in and doing, because it's part of the coping mechanism that I know we live by. So there are times when I'm very grateful and I'm smiling at this project because it's keeping me grounded. It's keeping me balanced. And that's the thing I want to say about being balanced, being aware. Even if you have to write a note to yourself, and all that you write on the piece of paper is, how you doing? How are you doing? Seriously, that's all you have to write. How are you doing? Or, how are you doing? And write it in a way that makes you smile, in a way that makes you hear me say Joey's voice from Friends, in a way that allows you to hear me imitate my Brooklyn bikers. How you doing? So what we want to do is check in with ourselves. We want to, when we ask that question, how are you doing? If we stop and think about it, how are you doing? And then we allow ourselves to do a little quick diagnostic. How are we doing? How am I feeling? I'm okay. Second question is this, and it's easy and it's simple and it's cool. On a scale of 1 to 10, how you doing? 10 is mom hands. 10 is mom hands. How you doing? On a scale of 1 to 10. Give yourself a moment to think about that. If you write it down, if you're keeping a little dialogue going, if you, like a log, if you remember to do it, every time you need to get yourself another coffee, or you need to go to the bathroom, or you look at the clock and, oh, it's time to start making a meal, pause, take out the piece of paper, take out the notebook. How you doing? On a scale of 1 to 10. And write it down. Write the time, the day, and the number. Look at the number. Give yourself permission to breathe. Give yourself permission to release the stress. Give yourself permission to say, well, I said 7, but no, that's more like an 8. All right, cross out 7, write 8. You know why we want to do that? Because we don't want things to sneak up on us the way things sneak up on so many people. We want to be aware when we need a little self-care. And the last thing I want to tell you, I've been reaching out to providers and neighbors and whatnot to make sure that there's a circle of people that are aware that there's something going on that needs looking after, so that nothing comes as a surprise. In each case, the conversations I've had, I've found a way to say something or do something that surprised them and made them laugh. Because humor is what I do for a living. Comedy is what my middle name, career-wise, has always been. And it's my way of connecting. It's my way of showing how much it means to me that you're okay, is by giving you a reason to smile. If I can surprise you into laughing out loud, even better. Why? Because that laugh out loud, you don't even have to even tell yourself, I need to breathe deeply. That big laugh out loud creates that good breathing automatically. Automatically, whatever number you wrote down on how you're doing goes up a notch. Laughter is important medicine. It's all the vitamins, all the supplements with a little magic on top. And we deserve it. We earn it every day. So it is the 1st of November, 2022. What's amazing is that I began this little video journey on YouTube, through Facebook actually, on November 30th, 2021. And I made a promise to myself and to you that I would do 2 videos a week, Tuesdays, Shoesdays, and Thursdays, Thorsdays. And I would do them in the morning around coffee break, because if you can take a break, let's take it together. And there's all kinds of great stuff on in the evening, so I'd be lost in the crowd. So today is the 96th video. I've missed 2. That's amazing. All things considered, all the stuff going on, I've missed 2. And I was very annoyed with myself that I couldn't figure out a clever way around it. But eventually I said, okay, well, it means that I just tack on 2 at the end of the first year. So here's the plan. I am now at 129 subscribers on my channel. And I haven't been as pushy as I usually am about fame, about all the things that I'm working on. I haven't wanted to annoy people. I just wanted to let you know that here we are, and here's this wonderful opportunity. And one of the benefits of subscribing is that you get notified, unless there's a glitch, right, Freddie? You get notified when the video is coming up. Now, if you can't watch it live, that's okay. It's still here, and you know where I am. And by now, you know, Tuesdays and Thursdays, check in and see if I did one. And all the way along, I've had a very comforting few numbers, but that's okay because it's consistent. It's averaging between 15 and 50 views per video. So the really cool thing that's going to begin to happen with this shift in YouTube is they're going to allow us to do shorts. I think they're even going to call them shorts. So I guess it's the YouTube version of what TikTok does. And we're going to be able to, when you go to the channel, see the different categories. So there'll be podcasts and there'll be videos and there'll be live and there'll be shorts. So there'll be all kinds of new things popping up. I don't want to give away too much. However, by Christmas, we're going to have a whole bunch of new things going on. So my goal by the end of this year, Christmas would be amazing. That would be a tremendous gift. I'm holding on for the end of the year. We have 129 subscribers. I would like 150. I think that would be amazing. And I'm going to promote it, and I'm going to suggest it, and I'm going to recommend it, and I'm going to invite people to share and tell their friends, because we're only 21 away. We can do that in a cakewalk. We can do that while we're smiling. So I'm going to cut it short today. It's 10:44. By the time we say our goodbyes, it'll be 45 minutes, getting them down a little shorter, so you still have time to do other things in your morning if you're watching live. I want to thank you so much for being here. I want to thank you for subscribing, for watching, for finding the time. I know that when you miss it when it's live, I know that you're watching it later, and I'm so grateful. I'm so glad that we're doing this. The one thing I want to add today is talk to me about the things that make you smile. Write a comment, send me an email, pop in on Facebook and say, watched your video. This is what makes me smile. Okay, do that. Do that for me. Because when you do that for me, you will make me smile. It's a great gift. Always the perfect size. No returns. Okay? So, until next time, you know the drill. Be good to you. You're worth it. Remember to hug your loved ones. Thumbs up, kids. See you next time.